records, or equal more records this weekend. If he wins, it'll be the 8th time he wins in Budapest, and he'll match Michael Schumacher's record for the most wins at a single track. Schumacher did it at Manicourt. Valtteri Bottas has been on the podium only once as a Mercedes driver. He really needs to up his game around here. Max Verstappen is a recent winner. And don't go anywhere until the last lap, because Lando Norris, last lap Lando, is proving an absolute sensation in 2020. He went and gained 3 places on the last 2 laps last week. He got the podium place in Austria Week 1 on the last lap. He leaves it late, but it's spectacular when he arrives.
Last lap Lando, I love that.
Spielberg, the third of this triple header, and we're here in Budapest, or just outside Budapest, at the Hungaroring. Traditionally a place where Mercedes and Red Bull battle it out, and it could be the same again this weekend, couldn't it, Martin?
I see no reason to think otherwise. Ferrari clearly don't have a fast car in particular, and whether it's Monaco or Monza, you know, your car matters, obviously, and they don't just magically turn up a lot faster in other places. So it does appear to be Mercedes versus Red Bull, and this is a track of corners, really. We're looking at the one straight that's worthy of its name here, down the pit straight, and the rest of it is just a relentless series of 14 corners where you need the chassis, and the exit of one corner becomes the entry to the next, and it's a pretty busy little track.
We should mention as well the story that broke on Monday about the protest of Racing Point, claiming it's so close to last year's Mercedes. They've demanded to have a look, the FIA have demanded to have a look at the brake duct set up there. What do you think will happen? What will be the outcome from this? Is this something that's going to rumble on for a while, do you think?
I think it's going to rumble on a while, yes. I think it could become a very big story if it's perceived, and the FIA have already looked into the car. It's quite clearly a clone of last year's Mercedes, and Racing Point put their hands up to that. The other teams are saying, well, look, you can photograph and copy certain parts of what it was a very fast and dominant racing car, but things like inside the brake ducts, if they look identical to last year's Mercedes, how did you get that information? How do you know that? Now, of course, if you're buying the suspension parts, which is perfectly allowed, your brake ducts are going to look quite similar inside. So it's a bit of a grey area, complicated by the fact that brake ducts have to be made by the team, and only by the team for their own use, from this season. So it's really quite complex, and obviously teams like McLaren and others, and Renault in particular, are like, well, look, we're getting beaten by a car that appears to be a copy of last year's dominant car, and we don't like it.
A lot more of that over the weekend. It was a masterclass by Lewis Hamilton. He still trails his teammate, though. Valtteri Bottas is leading the championship. We must thus mention, though, the other Brit on the grid who stays in third and has kept McLaren at second in the constructors. Lando Norris keeps doing it on the last lap. That McLaren looks a good car to be in.
It does look good. I think they're making the very most of their performance and their teamwork. And Lando's turning into a great little race, isn't he? He pulled a move here last year that was pretty memorable, but I think he struggled a bit on race day sometimes. But I think he's, you know, he was new and a rookie last year. He's really getting it together and turning into a complete package. He's fast, he's consistent, and he's putting some great moves on very experienced drivers.
On the subject of Hamilton, he's had 7 wins here. He's looking to tie Michael Schumacher's record of 8 at the same circuit, and we'll be able to find that out on Sunday. Ahead of that, though, qualifying 1 p.m. Saturday, Sky Sports F1. We
expect targets, hopes for the car on a circuit like this. And what do you think is possible?
Well, hopes are always high. Expectations or reality, I think Q2 has to be the target. It's a track that should suit us better than others, and it's a track I really enjoy driving. So, you know, I'll be giving it everything I got.
Okay, how are you enjoying your Hungarian confined to quarters?
Feels very weird. You know, normally I like going out for a bit of a walk in the evenings, especially in a nice city like this. So you feel a bit, you know, imprisoned, even though we're in a very nice hotel, and that is not the case. But like I say, you know, you always want to do something you can't as such. So different. But like I say, I'm here to do a job, and that's to drive as quick as I can around the track.
Okay. Well, your exploits in Q2 last week and the dominating the virtual Grand Prix scene might have hoped that you'd be able to nick a Mercedes drive for next year. Has that been confirmed that you got to wait another year maybe for that, and you're staying at Williams for next year?
Yeah, that's literally just been confirmed. I'll be staying at Williams for another year in 2021. You know, that was the deal I signed back in 2018. We signed a 3-year deal, and yeah, that's where we stand.
But my point is, Mercedes obviously know your quality, and if not next year, then who's to say what can happen in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I have no hard feelings or anything towards Mercedes. There's nothing more they can do. Ultimately, you know, I had a contract with Williams. Claire was very firm in her standpoint that she was not ready to let me go, and I have to respect her decision. And like I say, I'm still young. I'm still a Mercedes driver, and I'll be going out there to build off last year, build off the first few races, and continue to try and show what I'm.
He'll equal more records this weekend. If he wins, it'll be the 8th time he wins in Budapest, and he'll match Michael Schumacher's record for the most wins at a single track. Schumacher did it at Manicourt. Valtteri Bottas has been on the podium only once as a Mercedes driver. He really needs to up his game around here. Max Verstappen is a recent winner. And don't go anywhere until the last lap, because Lando Norris, last lap Lando, is proving an absolute sensation in 2020. He went and gained 3 places on the last 2 laps last week. He got the podium place in Austria week 1 on the last lap. He leaves it late, but it's spectacular when he arrives.
Last lap Lando. I love that.